Hey there, it's Tricia with Easy Emini Trade, and I'm going to go over today, Monday, October 10th. It's actually Columbus Day, and I inadvertently did not realize that the market was open today, so we did not have the trading room today. It was a bank holiday, but market was open. Typically, when there's a bank holiday and the market is open, it's usually a really dead day to trade, but that does not look like the case this morning. So I thought I would just go ahead and point out some entries from this morning on the NQ, and also I'll show you how you can trail your stop and also how you can use the range bar predictor. It seems like I'm getting a lot of questions on that lately. So I'll go over all that, and hopefully you'll find it helpful. Okay, so here I've got the open. This is the entry chart, and here is the broader view. And I like price to decide what it wants to do off the open before I take a trade. So right off the open, there's nothing really to do here. When the indicator crosses below zero for a short setup, there's nothing really to do there either, because price is above the 9 weighted over here on the broader view. I like, if I'm above that on the broader view, I'm looking for buys. If I'm below it, I'm looking for shorts. There are times when I will go against that. I don't really have time to go into that today, but I'll try to do another video later on when I will go against the trend or against that 9 weighted. So I'll try to do one of those later in the week. So here you get a buy setting up. You're above the moving average here on the broader view, indicator crossing above zero, and everything's sloping in the correct direction. You can see it's green here, and it is green here on our moving average here on the entry chart. And so what I would be looking for is I would be looking for this general area here to possibly hold. So I would be aware of that when I get in that. It works out fine. You get your first target. Then once you get your first target, if you move your stop to a tick better than your entry, you're stopped out here. But you do get a brand new entry right here, 945, 949, right here at 958. Now, if you wanted to trail your stop, if you're exiting the stages, you're going to use attached orders or bracket orders, order sends order, order cancels order, whatever your broker is calling them. So when you get if you're exiting stages, you get your first target, what will happen is, for me, the way I have it set up is my stop automatically gets moved to a tick better than my entry, and then I've got target number 2 and target number 3 there. Once target number 2 is hit, then you can manually trail your stop. That's what I do, is I manually trail my stop. And you can use I like the 30 weighted here. You can use the 30 weighted, which is this one right here. Or you may choose to use just an area of support or resistance, or you might just use a specific tick number to trail by. It's totally up to you what works best for you. So if you got in here at 949, for example, and you were riding this all the way up, you can use like a half a point under that 30 weighted, and then of course you would have been stopped out here. But the idea is that so you can ride it as long as you possibly can without having to re-enter. So if you got in here at 958, everything's in line for it. I mean, obviously you can see you're in an uptrend, and this stair-steppy looking line is the 9 weighted from the broader view here. So it just makes it a little easier to see it on the entry chart. So if you got in here at 958 and you move your stop to a tick better than your entry, then you would have been stopped out here, and you could have re-entered here, could have re-entered there. Again, depending on how you manage it, if you're using the 30 weighted to trail, once you get your first 2 targets, let's say you're using 2 points and 4 points, 8 ticks, 12 ticks, 8 ticks, 14 ticks, 16 ticks, whatever you're shooting for. That 30 weighted really usually does work out well. Or you can always use the 9 weighted from the broader view if you wanted to trail off that. But sometimes you do get a large amount of distance in between price and that 9 weighted. So you'd be giving up a lot if it did retrace all the way back down there. But for example here, if you get in at 10.04 and you were using half a point under that 30 weighted, you would never have been stopped out until up here. So let's just see, what's the high of this bar here? 51.75. So let's say you get in at 52, 52.25, 52.50, somewhere in that area. And the moving average here is 63.75. So if you're using half a point under that, let's say 63.25, you can see that that would have been more than a 10 point runner right there. So that's how you can trail. You get another entry right here again at 10.27, and here at 10.46. Now at this point here, I would be a little cautious about trying to take a new entry right here. We've got this area of resistance marked here at 68.50, and you can see it held in that general area right here. So I would basically use that area as my target, and if I didn't have enough room up to that area before trying to take this to get to my first target, then I would just pass on it. You also have to look at where price just came from. It ran straight up really without any real retracement of any kind. So you have to be saying to yourself, well, we're probably going to get a larger retracement. So, after a run up like that, I would be very cautious about anticipating that it's probably going to give you a bigger pullback at some point. And you're not looking for any shorts or anything. Now, not yet anyway. And I'll do another video on how you can take counter trend trades or reversal trades, but I would not be looking for any shorts yet because you can see where you just came from. A couple things I'll point out is you can see when the ADX gets under the DMIs here, that's usually a good indication that price is just going sideways, and you might want to use some caution before trying to take another entry. Now right here you do get the indicator crossing above zero, and again it's lunchtime, up to you what you're going to do around that time frame. But you get the indicator crossing above zero right here, but the histogram is still red, so I would not be interested in that as our kaboom brand new entry. This would have to be considered a pullback because the histogram is still red, at least as far as I'm concerned. And I would not be looking for a pullback because you're going sideways at this point. So it's not really the environment for a pullback entry. If you're going to take a pullback entry, you want price to be moving strongly in a direction, and you can see it here on our broader view. That's a strong direction. You can see our moving average here has a strong slope. You can see here on the entry chart, the moving average here has a strong slope. Whereas here, to take a pullback, you can see that it's pretty much just trying to roll over, kind of just going sideways, the moving average. So it's not really something that I would look for a pullback entry on. And then again, I'm just going to point this out here, ADX under the DMIs. And how you can use that is when you see that and you're getting a setup, just pass on it unless you happen to see that everything's in line to take the entry and you can see the ADX heading higher. The ADX is the one that's coloring purple and yellow. Now, there's no entry here, but I just wanted to show you how you can use the range bar predictor. You can see I have it here, and this is estimating the high and the low of the bar that's forming. So let's say that price was just now, let's just say, crossing above zero, and it looked good for a buy setup. I can see the projected high here at 63.50. So let's say that I'm waiting for the bar to close, but my indicator was crossing above zero and everything was perfect to take a buy. Then I can place a buy stop at 63.75, and let's say that it never materialized, that the MACD never got above zero, let's say. Then what will typically happen is the bar will pull back, and then I can just cancel my order. So this is helpful in anticipating the entry bar, and you can always do it after bar number 2 as well. So I find it really helpful. I know a lot of you aren't going to have the range bar predictor, but if you can find it in your forum, Sierra has it, but if you can find it in your forum, I think that you're going to find it a great help. So I hope that helps, and if you have any questions, you can always shoot me an email at to Tricia@easyemintrade.com, or if you have any questions about the setup, just go to the website, and I hope you all have a fabulous afternoon.